Hello, Louisville. Guess who's coming to dinner? Good evening. Well, we're back. Guess who's coming to dinner? Today we have a special guest. We have Metro Councilwoman Jessica Green from District 1. Hello, Miss Jessica.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much. You
Good.
know, this technology is something, girl. Trying to get everything to work, but I'm
It
glad
is.
you were able to take the time out being a new mom and so do you have some new initiatives going on? You got some things that you're working on for the
Yes,
community?
so yes, we do. So we're consistently and constantly working, particularly with our senior citizens. And so we have one of the initiatives that we have going on right now is that our seniors are able to go out to the arts programs. And so our seniors who are at Marion Manor and Marion Manor 2, as well as our senior facility, St. Denis on Cameron Road, we've partnered with the Arts Foundation and Kentucky Center for the Arts, where we are taking our seniors out on a monthly basis to arts activities, or we were prior to COVID kicking in. We had to reroute it and have had some individuals come actually into the senior facilities and to do performances for them. Certainly,
Okay.
we continue to work with our neighborhood associations to support their endeavors. We have had obviously less one-on-one contact with everybody with the COVID crisis that's out here, but I'm very pleased and very proud of the fact that the Dare to Care Center just opened in the Parkland neighborhood. They have yet to have their official grand opening, but it was the site of a blighted building, a building that had sat vacant for 8 to 10 years. And there was
Mhm.
talk that it was going to be a liquor store. We were able to work very, very hard to make sure that the community's calls were answered. And so there's access to fresh food. There's community space that's in there for children and for families. And so I'm very about that. Also, continuing to work with local business owners to make sure that we are actually having businesses pop over. I'm so pleased that the Parkland neighborhood grocery store just opened up in Parkland neighborhood last week. So shout out to that business owner, Tammy Hawkins. I'm so proud of her and continuing to work to support other businesses that are popping up. And so also we've got a lot of legislation that's coming down the pipeline that's not just for District 1, but it's for the entire Metro Louisville. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud of all of that.
That's wonderful. You know that whole Parkland area you're talking about, like 28th and Dumanil, that area. Yeah,
Exactly.
because that was like a hub. That was a hub in our city,
Well,
and
that's what they tell me. During my lifetime, I don't remember that neighborhood, that area ever been that thriving. But they tell me that there were banks, there were stores, there were
yes,
shoe stores, and I am so sad that I missed that part of Parkland. But we're working to try to get a little bit of it back. I was very proud that we were able to get a neighborhood plan that was done, that is a concentrated and concrete plan of what it is that we hope to actually see in the Parkland neighborhood. So I love Parkland. I love all of the District 1 neighborhoods. Of course, we love Chickasaw. We love Park Duval, which is where I live, Alpha Garden. So we've just got some wonderful neighborhoods right in our community.
absolutely, absolutely. Yes, because I'm gonna tell you, I was 18 years old when the riots came, because that's what took that neighborhood out.
Mm,
I was out there that night,
yeah.
past curfew, the whole bit. So I was really glad to see. I saw the opening of the grocery store. That was
Yes,
a
yes, yes,
wonderful thing.
yes.
And there used to be a garden. They had a garden on the other side of the
Mhm.
street. Is it still there?
The garden is still there. Obviously, we're going into winter times, but that garden, a lot of people in the community get food from there. I tell people all the time, I had the I made the best pot of greens that I ever made in my life from some greens collards that actually came from
Hmm.
the Parkland garden. And so, just excited about all that's occurring and all that's happening, and continuing to push because we want more. We strive to do better, and so we want our neighborhoods to be the best that they possibly can be.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the other things that I wanted you to uh, tell me about, and so we could make clear to our audience. Tell me the area that District One covers.
Okay. So we go down to 44th Street on the south side of Broadway, not on the north side, the Portland side. That side is District 5. We're on the south 44th side of Broadway. And then we go down to 28th Street on the
Okay.
south side. And then we pick up at Cameron Road and we stretch all the way out to the Greenbelt. And so District 1 is one of the most diverse districts in the city. People sometimes think that it is all West Louisville, unlike District 5, which is all primarily West Louisville and the Portland neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
District 1 is about 60% West Louisville and then about 40% South Louisville. And so we've got some very diverse constituents with some very diverse needs. And so we've got liberal constituents, we've got conservative constituents, we've got Black constituents, we've got white constituents. And so making sure that the needs of everybody is met is our goal. And so we oftentimes will do, if we're doing a neighborhood meeting on a particular issue, we oftentimes will do one in the western portion of the district and one in the southern portion of the district, just to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to make sure that their voices and their concerns are met. And so we crisscross back and forth across a very diverse district, just trying to serve our constituents.
Okay. Well, that's a that's a lot of area you have to cover. And
It is a lot of area. It takes a lot of
yeah,
energy. You really have to have the passion for it.
yeah. Well, I take my hat off to you. Being a councilwoman and a new mom and a
Hmm.
new wife. I think we're happy for you, and we want to see your family thrive, and we appreciate
Well, I
everything you're
appreciate that.
doing for the community. The other thing I wanted to ask you about is, are there any things in particular that you would want the community to know as far as the election goes, about any, if people need rides to the polls,
Hmm.
or any things of that nature that you've kind of put out there to make available
Yeah,
to
well,
people?
so I routinely give District 1 constituents rides, and so I've got a list of people who've already called me. But certainly, if anybody else needs a ride, please feel free to call the office at 574-1101 and leave your phone number. I'll make sure that I pick you up myself personally. This is such an important election. You do not want to miss out on this election. We've got some big races on the ballot. The most important, obviously, being President of the United States. Obviously, closely behind that, if not even more important than that, is the senatorial race. And so Mitch McConnell has been in office for the majority of my life. And so he is
Mm,
on the ballot. Amy McGrath is running against him. We do have one judicial race that's on the ballot. I practice in family court every day in my daytime job as a family law attorney. And so I'm well versed and know all three of the candidates personally that are on the ballot. And so it is a big race. You want to make sure that you have a judge that has a heart for the people, that loves families, because these people, family judges, have the ability to either rip your families apart or to keep your families together. And so people oftentimes don't understand or know the importance of the judicial races, but they are so, so, so important. So you want to make sure that you know who your judicial candidates are, and it's one race. There are also two constitutional amendments that are on the ballot this
okay.
year. One of those relates to Marcy's law that is about victims' rights, which on its face sounds like that it would be okay. However, if it passes, it will strip some of the rights of the defendant. And much of what is already occurring and is proposed in Marsy's law is already taking place. Prosecutors routinely do that. I was a prosecutor for about 10 years. And so I worked directly with victims because when I was a prosecutor, I prosecuted child sex cases and domestic violence cases. So it was victim intensive work. And so what Marcy's law proposes, prosecutors are already doing. But we want to make sure that defendants' rights are not taken away either. There's also a question about when you try to set some stuff up, but they've not done a financial impact statement to be able to determine where the money is going to come from. The second constitutional amendment that is on the ballot this year relates to district court judges and county attorneys, and particularly district court judges, how much experience they have to have. Right now, they're only required to have 2 years of experience before they run for district court judge. And then there's also the second portion of that would extend the term of for district court judges to be 8 years. And so, my personal opinion is that definitely there needs to be more than 2 years of experience. I believe that, accountability is important. So I do have some concerns about voting to increase the term from 4 years to 8 years. But ultimately, people will have to make that decision for themselves. But it is a good idea. The district court judges should have to have more experience. My concern about that particular constitutional amendment is specifically about whether or not we extend the terms of those judges on the bench. And so that means that the public would have less opportunity to be able to weigh in and be able to decide whether or not they believe that individual is doing a good job. So just something to think about. And I want people to pay attention to the races. I want them to pay attention to the constitutional amendments that are on the ballot, because this has the opportunity to truly change your lives.
Absolutely. Well, that 8 years after watching Mr. McConnell for 37 years, I think that
Mm-hmm.
a shorter term to me would be more sufficient than a longer term,
Yeah.
because if somebody thinks somebody's doing a good job, then they would reelect them for another 4 years, rather than giving them eight
Right.
years to
Right.
go through the whole process before they could change them out. Wow, that's deep. Well, those amendments
Yeah.
are very important for us to know about
It
too.
is.
Um, the other part that I wanted to say by having you on today, it was really important, and I like that you were the first Metro Councilwoman that I've interviewed, because and being in District 1, you know, uh, I know Miss Judy Green is smiling down on you because you've
Well,
represented well,
well,
and I want to.
I appreciate that, and I tell people all the time, I miss both of my parents every day, but I hear them and feel them sitting on my shoulders, pushing me, encouraging me when I get tired, motivating me, whispering words of love and comfort. So I love to hear people say positive things about my mom, and I miss her dearly, but I'm trying to make her proud with what I do.
Oh, you've done an excellent job, and
Well,
I'm
I
proud of
appreciate
you.
that.
The whole
Well,
city's
thank
proud of
you.
you.
Well,
And
I appreciate that, Miss Janice.
well, we want to be supportive of you, and if ever there's anything that you want to let the community know, and you want to have a vis-a-vis with the community, you let me know
Yes,
so that
ma'am.
I can
I will
clue
do
you
that.
in. Okay?
I
Kiss the
appreciate
baby,
that. You are
take
wonderful,
care
and
of
thank you so much.
yourself,
I will do that. Yes, ma'am.
and thank you for coming on. Guess who's coming to dinner? When we go into network television, I'll have you coming where we really have dinner, because this was all supposed to be
I
over
can't
dinner.
wait. Yes,
Makes two of us.
ma'am.
Miss
Thank you.
Jessica,
Yes,
Councilwoman
ma'am.
Jessica Green, thank you so much. Have a blessed day. All right, there we have it. Councilwoman Jessica Green, District 1 in Louisville, Kentucky, gave us some pointers about, things to look for when we go to vote. The two amendments, one is for victim rights. She wasn't feeling that it did too much justice for the defendant. And the other one was about the district court judges, on the amount of experience that they have before they can run, or as well as the length of the term limits. The vote for either 4 years or 8 years. I think 4 years for me is much better. Too much time can get people to set in their ways and give a false sense of power. And being a judge is definitely a position of power. So we have to keep that in mind. Just want to remind you again that We'll be on Facebook Live and YouTube on the Jantastic Productions channel. And also, if you've got a Roku stick, you can download us on your Roku stick. So the channel is Jantastic Productions. You have to go to search, type in Jantastic, and you'll see productions over there, and just download it so it's on your stick, and you can just, whenever, you can come by and see what we're doing. We got talk shows. There is some entertainment on there. I just haven't been promoting the entertainment because right now, I think to talk about racism in our city is a far more important topic than entertainment. I plan to do some other outreach. I want to reach out to other Louisvillians that live in other cities now, all over the country. I made a list of I've got about 25 people that I personally know that were born and raised in Louisville, but now live in other cities, from California to New York City, to Florida. And I think during the month of November, I'm going to have every Sunday that I have a conversation with some of these people that live in other states, but are still concerned about what's going on here in Louisville, Kentucky. So stay in touch with us and have a blessed day. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Go vote. Um, and if you need any questions, have any questions rather about voting, call the Board of Elections at 574-6100. That's 502-571-6400. Or check out Rock the Vote, vote.org, or give a call to Bobby Holscaw's office, Jefferson County Clerk's office. So until Friday, I must say, bon appetit. It's dinner time. Somebody's having dinner somewhere. Take care.